Good morning, sir.
So now in this case, tenant is the culprit. I mean, he is the one who is harassing the elderly couple. Now, since we were talking about positivity, that and especially after the pandemic, one could say that a lot of people, that a lot of people lost jobs, and a lot of people also lost businesses. Rashmi knows that how big export houses have suffered. Rashmi, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, huge losses there. So no, that was one option. Okay, you be positive, and assuming that the situation is like this, so otherwise, it's possible that some people harass the landlords, some don't vacate. So this was one positive outlook, but practically everything is possible actually. Like if you say there was another question, the secretary is very rude to you. So what do? Whether you also become rude? So it is possible that some people then also become rude, right? They look at the secretary. If she's in bad mood, then also you are in bad mood. Here the answer was, I think, you give flowers or something, right? Because it does not pay you, it does not help if you behave in the same manner in which she is behaving, for example. Possibly she has a reason, there is a problem, anything is possible. So that was my, I would say, humble suggestion that we remain positive. All right. I hope it helps a little bit, yeah, Vishal?
Yes.
Rajesh? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Now
Okay.
let's
Okay.
come to, yes. Let's discuss now a little bit. I'm happy that Athar is there also because we require a lot of wisdom and experience and can you see the screen, all of you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So moving forward, also Rashmi had mentioned about like action and reaction and karma thing. So I'll just play something. Where's that? It's here.
Firstly, fall in love with the work you are doing. If you are doing what you love, then you get attached to work and not to its outcome. There is no fear of failure. Your mind is uncluttered. If, however, you focus on the result of your work or doing something only because you are desperate for the end result, you would never put all your energy into the work. You will underperform because of the burden of expectations you have put on yourself.
We listen to it again.
Firstly, fall in love with the work you are doing. If you are doing what you love, then you get attached to work and not to its outcome. There is no fear of failure. Your mind is uncluttered. If, however, you focus on the result of your work or doing something only because you are desperate for the end result, you would never put all your energy into the work. You will underperform because of the burden of expectations you have put on yourself.
Vishal, may I request you to please comment on this?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's well said. Even there are proverbs. I think Steve Jobs has mentioned that. Even the great people have mentioned that. Do whatever you love. And from this fact, it's very clear that this is a very true fact. But on the contrary, everyone doesn't get the work of his choice, work of his love. So he or she has to do or work
Yes.
what she has got and develop
Right.
interest in that
Yes.
and do good for the result.
Mm-hmm.
So very few are lucky people actually. Um lucky or very few are such desperate or such tempted to achieve such things.
Well said. Mm-hmm.
So it's very fact that you should love what you work actually.
The second half, that
Yes,
you don't get attached to the outcome.
yes,
That's
yes.
about. What do you say about? Let me ask. Thank you, Vishal. It was very well said. Okay, Atharji, may I request you to comment on this, maybe second part of this slide?
Actually, sir, what I feel, actually, hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What I feel, I believe in that, that to be grounded and have the winning spirit. So focusing on the not outcome, but what you have planned to do, planned
Mm-hmm.
to act. You have to act accordingly, and without fear, without having fear of outcome or that. Outcome would definitely would come if you don't have. What people have that they have a big sort of idea whether I will be failing or I will be passing. That is not
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
going to yield any results or expectations, whatever you have. So preconceived ideas are many times a failure. That I will be failing if I appear in the exam. So, but the time what you conceive in your mind that reflects the other way. Same thing. There is the Newton's law. There is a act reaction of every action. So what you give, you will get it back. So, having the winning spirit and uh, gro- grounding and not flying in the sky when realizing your energy and potential, you have to give your maximum to the ongoing works, so that outcome definitely it would come. It would be positive impact of your actions on the outcomes, and definitely it is going to the benefit to the organized where you are working. You will
Thank you.
underperform. You will underperform because of the burden of expectations you have put
Mm-hmm.
on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What I will accept this that way that underperformance expectation. Before you have the expectation first, of course, you have to focus what is our goal, what we have to
Mm-hmm.
achieve the goal. Of course, you have to keep in your mind the goal that we have to achieve this goal. Okay, so you have to plan for achieving the goal. You have to strategize your actions so that you achieve the goal. And mean, expectation does not mean that you don't have keep in your mind that you are going to achieve the goal. Expectations are definitely there, uh, but burden, if you are burdening yourself of having more expectation, if I want to make two goals for my team, two goals, so I will definitely make two goals. If I am thinking that I will make six goals, so accordingly you have to put more energy, more you have to be more disciplined like that. So
All right.
what it explains that burden means overthinking of the process of doing the work. That's my say.
Okay. 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 Let's come to the next slide now. Rashmi, just 1 second now. I'll just put this right.
As the Bhagavad Gita says, you have a right to perform your duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Thinking about the result may fill our mind with anxiety and fear of failure. We put ourselves under pressure. However, if we perform without fear, not worry about the end result, and focus just on the work, we are more likely to get the desired result. You cannot let the outcome of your action affect your morale. Not only that, but you have to maintain the same enthusiasm even after failures and setbacks.
Rashmi, may I please request you to comment on this?
Well said. It is very well said and very true also. But again, and matlab it is true, but still we are not following this because uh, we are think about the our what will be the end result. So we should do in this way, but sometimes I want to connect this with the earlier slide also. See the thing that we want to love our work. Okay, so sometimes we are not doing the work which we really love because we have a fear of the outcome. So we
Yes.
choose the easy way that
Yes.
okay, I will have a handsome money and I should do this because of this fear only. So we should obviously follow this rule. So I think so. If we follow this rule, we can able to make our wish as our goal also.
Very nicely said, Rashmi. Rajesh, your thoughts.
Sir, for this, I want to say one thing. So before 1 2 days, I already said about that I never denied for any work, even it is fair to me,
I
even
know,
it's
I
fair
know.
to me.
Mhm.
So anyway, any work I don't know, also I can take the responsibility. Even I feel some, fearness. So I take some little bit means. Um, There's some suggestions from different people's, my superiors, my seniors. I take
Okay.
some help from different people. So
Okay.
this is what I feel myself calm and quiet in my work. So I think
Yes.
this is very good line which
Wonderful. Okay.
describes our.
Yes, yes.
Sudeepji, there is another point of view to this.
Please, please. Mhm.
If we can go back to the previous
Yes,
slide,
yes, yes, yes.
Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Recently, somebody shared with me how it can happen that I am working hard and I should not expect result in today's. And Bhagavad Gita is always relevant in today's world also. So how can you say someone that you only continue to work and don't expect for the results? So
So,
it was explained by one of the person who has, you can say, explained the Gita very wisely. He said that we have a set quantum of energy. Maybe I have 100 units of energy to do a work. In Bhagavad Gita, he said that when you're doing work, all 100 unit of work, your energy should be focused on the action, on the work. Even if you think of results, some unit of your energy is getting wasted. So it's not say that don't expect result. It's say when you're doing work, let all your energy flow towards work.
focus. Very nice.
So they say that result flows from where your energy goes. So it's 100% of your energy should go to that. So that's the expression that person shared, which I found very relevant.
Very, very, very well said, Ataji. Very nicely said. And thank you very much for this input. Uh, Let me ask you then, Atar, one thing. With what life you have seen, what I have seen in life so far, if I ask you direct question personally, are you attached to the outcome while working?
In one way or other, I am always. We always plan keeping outcome in mind that I have to achieve this result by the end of the work. So this is how I'll calculate backward. These will be
Yes.
the activities. These will be the
Yes.
resources.
Of course, sir, we have to keep in our mind that what should be the outcome, what should be the outcome, and we have to focus on the outcomes, and we have to drive ourselves to achieve that goal of achieving of outcomes.
I have to ask you something. I was once, handling a call center. It was a German process, and there were a lot of sales. What do you call them? Agents, right? Some of them were struggling. they couldn't perform. You know that in call centers everywhere, you have a target. That you have a target of say 1,000 euro today by EOD, and you are struggling. So I know. I mean, what I did was that I said, look, I know there is a pressure of the target, and you are getting nervous. As you said, your energy, if it is 100 units, some of it is being wasted thinking about the
Outcome.
target,
Outcome.
right?
Target.
Outcome and target. If you right now forget, just focus.
So
Forget it.
targets should be realistic actually, not hypothetically it should be fixed that this should
नहीं,
be
अतः जी ये भी कहते हैं ना target achievement, this is a byproduct. It will automatically happen.
Byproduct.
Of
It's a
course, of course,
byproduct.
of
If you
course.
are mixing
It should
water
be.
with tea and milk and you are putting it on gas, the tea, final tea is a byproduct. It has to happen if the process is right.
I agree.
But if we
But
keep
it should
on
be realistic actually. We have to focus on
वो
what
एक
is the
अलग बात
weakness
है.
and
Surely.
You are right. That's
SWOT.
right.
Actually, here I want to say that SWOT analysis we have to carry out of our organization. What is the capabilities of our persons? Who is the ultimately human resource which converts every resources into a useful product or useful outcomes. So we have to carry out the SWOT analysis of our organization. That is very must. What I feel. Then only you can set your target. This is the target. And typical capabilities are there. You have taken care of all the human source requirements. What are their aspirations, goals, and everything. Personal goals are like so that they can dedicate themselves towards the achieving the goals, towards achieving the targets set by the management of management also there or corporate bodies. That is my point to say actually. Because what I have seen and what I have achieved in my services, I have got realistic. I had fixed realistic targets, and overachievement was there. People overachieved they chart busted surpassed all the previous performances. So that was a realistic target, and I also told my management, you fix the target realistic in a realistic way, and it does not mean that ministry, whatever ministry says, you will just commit it. Okay, sir, we can do it, but ultimately it is a failure. They say that you are underperforming, you cannot be given this and that. That is happening. That is, of course, agree. If you are bold enough to face the ministry, you just tell them. They are not they are listeners. They listen to everything. It does not mean that they are the ministers or they are the top bureaucrats, so they will not listen to us and something hell will be coming on our heads.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to be straightforward. You have to tell them these are the problems. We cannot achieve this stuff. We will try to achieve, but these are the problems. You have to tell them practically and take them to understanding that this we can achieve, sir. But at the same time, you must be prepared what you want to say to the ministry, line ministry, or wherever you are working. That's my feeling, and I have achieved that also. And I was bold enough to tell the management that I have overachieved it. You fixed that I overachieved it because I had full confidence in my team that this
Alright.
is capable.
Very nice.
I made my team capable. They had so many personal problems. This business, they asked me that for 25 years nobody is taking care of our genuine problems. Our house is not properly clean.
Yes, yes,
Our
yes.
buildings are not properly constructed. Our kitchen is sweeping. And
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
people are
yes.
coming to the office and they are putting the file in projects to training or in other department, finance department. We were in most of the time wasted in searching the file where the file has gone from
Yes,
Indian
yes,
department to
yes,
project
yes.
department or finance department where it is routing. So that was problem and we call a meeting. What is the problem? Why these files are not being routed to the person where it has been marked to? So that was the problem, sir. These are long pending problem, and why this is the mind which is controlling their actions. Once we
Oh,
set their minds in proper direction, and we resolve the dispute, long pending, what they have, they are also human beings.
yes,
Their
surely, of course.
kitchens must be perfectly all right. You'd not believe that gives the marvelous results. We worked on those points where they had the problems and where the problems would not be sorted out for so many years, but they had learned because I was posted in the previous post. So that time corrections were made over a period of time that you would not believe that they give good results also. Everything was streamlined. Everybody was happy. Most of the people were happy, and one group of officers were annoyed that you are doing this reverse process. You are doing. You are not taking care of officers. You are taking care of staff. And no, officers or staff, whosoever is there, all are human beings, and the persons who are facing more problem, they will be focused more. So that corrective action.
Very nice, and
But I did it.
very proactive, and no, very nice, very nice. Atta, thank you very much for these additional comments. Rakesh, good morning.
Sir, I have been talking about it.
Yes, so but we didn't
Good
say good
morning.
morning.
जो आपको वो आपको पर्सपेक्टिव मैंने वो बताया 100 यूनिट्स वाला वो मैंने बोला था.
It was you. Okay, it was you because
I said good morning to you and then started.
Okay,
sir.
I missed it. I'm sorry. This was a wonderful thing you said about this, energy that
नहीं आता जी ने इसमें जो ऐड किया that is very useful.
Wonderfully
That perspective I heard from somebody in my recent interaction with somebody who was explaining Gita.
Wonderful.
That's why I
yes, normally you also have your video on. So today, anyway. So
I have not gone through Gita, but I believe I do the.
Athar, I would say, as I think we said in the first slide, life teaches us also.
Yes, of course.
Life teaches us, and whatever we read from wherever we read, okay, ultimately it is what we can implement. Like Rashmi was very frank in saying, and Rakesh always says, "Na should it should," but is it happening? Sometimes it's also impossible. I'll give you an example. I was handling similar slide with a German audience. It was 6 months back. And I tell you, two of them were very upset. They said, what is it? What is it? So the perspective comes into picture, your background, your because Eastern philosophy is different. Sacrifice, that Indians about this are what do you call it, mythology, or even scriptures are full of sacrifice. So we have a different upbringing, background, history, culture. So at times it takes some people would not understand, and even here for someone to say that of course the result has to be there, because if I'm doing a job, I have to perform. But as Athar said, as Rakesh said, that if you focus on the process, on the result, on the on the action, then outcome is a byproduct, more or less. Whether though the outcome is in same proportion, that is the next slide now. Manoranjan, you're there?
Sir.
Yes. Now let's hear this one. I'll just play this sound.
Yes, sir.
Just 1 second. Give me 1 second, and then you kindly comment on. And this all is, indirectly, basically, this all helps in solving the problems. It could be target, the process, the work, the style of working. And if there's a mismatch, then the problems arise at workplace.
There is no clear link between hard work and result. We are not the only cause of the results of our activities. Many times, we do not get the desired result from our activity despite putting our best efforts. The relationship between action and result is non-linear. If we, however, fail to achieve our goal, we have to keep trying. We will succeed only if we are unattached to the outcome and instead focus wholeheartedly on the action. Let's not be so focused on the happy ending that we miss the joy of the ride.
Yes, please, Manoranjan, your comments. We
Yes.
keep on paddling to reach our destination
So,
without
left, outside the
losing
left.
any speed. Without losing any speed. Of course, I will reach that destination. I will continue paddling till I reach the destination. So that you must have the infinite potential kind of in your brain and in your body like that. So I feel that it sorts it.
All right. Okay. Vishal, would you like to comment?
Yes, sir. It's well, the summary I would like to say in a
Please.
sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you are doing, just enjoy it. If you are enjoying it, surely the result or the outcome will be very good. And it said that you just try do the hard work. And one thing is that it is said that the relationship between action and result is non-linear. So it is said, but finally, if we put some effort, it may be linear.
Okay. Very nice. Rakesh, would you like to say something here?
I
Few
second
people
what
that they do the
Vishalji has
hard work,
mentioned.
they do the hard work, they achieve the gold medals, everything. But some people they do the hard work, they fail to do so. For in that case, that may be non-linear.
Okay.
But I believe, Vishalji, what this slide is mentioning that we must enjoy the scenery also while we are moving toward the destination. Sometimes we are so busy in driving that we miss the scenery. And here driving, I'm saying that moving around in life, reaching to different goals, but we don't enjoy. As you said, that person has got the gold medal, but he has not enjoyed his journey to reach that gold medal. Probably that is. So if we enjoy the journey, then
No,
result will
the
ultimately follow.
statement is that the relationship between action and result, we are talking about the result. The gold medal achievement is the result. So
See,
he is
this is
performing the action.
yeah.
Doing the work.
What I would say, in my humble opinion, these slides, what I wrote here, they're just an opinion, and of course, and they're open to discussion. Is not final. Uh, One scholar I met many years back, he was the one to use this exact sentence that this non-linear thing, right? The outcome is an effort. Probably during the long run, it may even out, but at a given moment, it may appear as if it is not in accordance with the action. And yeah, yes, Rakesh, you were saying something?
Yeah, I say, matlab, slight disagreement, my point of view,
Please.
that there is nothing which goes waste in this world. Even the energy that my car is unable to consume, that is converted into smoke,
Yes. Okay.
exhaust. So there is nothing like that it has gone waste. It will get converted into one or the other thing. So our actions also, if they are not leading to desired result, they are leading to some other results maybe. So I
Very
don't say
nice.
that
Very nice.
any
Very
action
nice.
has gone waste.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there is no clear link with that is input directly proportional to output, but maybe it is proportionate to some other output
Something.
which you have not foreseen.
Yes, sir.
That's
I
how
want
I
to
am
say
looking at it.
hello. Here I have to say we have to redesign our thinking and we have to redesign our what should be the actions and what improvement we have to do. So there are always uncertainties would come across the journey, and we have to if we are known before. There are of course some uncertainties are there which are beyond our thinking, which are beyond our thinking, but which are within our thinking. We have to redesign our thinking. We have to redefine our efforts, and again we have to try. What I said that we have to again continue paddling with redesigned thinking with redesigned efforts or modified efforts we have to, and we will definitely reach our goal. So that is my point to say. Redesigning is required time to time. Actually.
All right. No, these are very deep.
And hard work does not mean that you do many hours. You are putting in many hours to achieve your goal. Very smart. How smart you can do it? First, you have to do hard. Then it has to be converted to smart work. The smart way of working. You have to go to the root cause. What
Actually,
is the
every
root
one of
cause?
us is
What
working
is
for
the root
the
cause? What is
some.
the root cause? You have to go to left
All
also.
right. All right. Okay.
That is my point to say.
Okay. Let's come to this next one. As we know that these are uh, such kind of important, and one can go on discussing for a long time. But then yes, this is a brainstorming, which at times, as others said, that even the management would understand. They also know this theory a little bit, then the conflict will be less. Probably they would understand. They would be accommodating, and this does help in reducing the tension and maybe create more understanding. If we kind of understand this kind of doctrine or theory.
Imagine you do something and get the desired result in the first attempt itself. In such a scenario, you may start believing that what you did in order to get the expected outcome is the right way to do it. It may also make you arrogant without realizing that it was perhaps a stroke of luck. But if you are not affected by your instant success, it would make you more innovative and help you achieve bigger goals in life.
Rashmi, okay, Navneet is there. Navneet, good morning. Yes, now I think let's put you straight away to this slide. Please comment on this slide.
It is correctly said, sir. We have also seen it. Unless and until the person is a born achiever, if someone gets success in the very first attempt, that changes something within. The person sometimes changes for a very. If the person becomes highly energetic, the same kind of expectation comes in other proposals, in other way of life also. And when these things are not met, I have seen these people getting cut off from the previous circles, previous friends, because they were not expecting a drastic change in the second step or the third step. So, of course, this is the same thing which happens. That arrogance comes sometimes. But at the same time, I have also went through with my own self or with my own friends. When they got the success in the very first attempt, they knew that they have worked for it. It has also happened when they have worked for it and then they got the success. But that hard work made them modest. So when this success came after hard work, it was either calculative, but of course it is going to come. So the focus was already shifted to something else rather than the success, because they knew that I have done so much of hard work, the success is about to come. So why the focus should be there? The focus should be somewhere else. The next step, even the party or something else, the family functions, everything. Apart from that, one thing that should be added, that if success is getting, if someone is getting it in the first attempt, uh, how it should be managed or handled. That that may again define the character, what you say, the graph of the person in the coming times.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Navneet. Shruti, good morning. Please, your comments on this.
Very good morning, sir. It is very rightly said that sometimes it happens that we put on very less effort and we get the success. And I have numerous examples also for the same. For example, lot of interviews happen where people put very less effort, and on the basis of some criteria they get to attempt their first job offer in a very good branded organizations also, and they think. And sometimes even for the smaller organization also, people put lot of effort, and they lot of posts I have seen on the LinkedIn also. There are numerous people who are appearing for n number of interviews, and later on a bigger organization catches them in a very less time and in a very less efforts also. So it is very right that sometimes we put lot of effort even when we do not get something, and sometimes lot of effort we put and we don't get anything. But it is also true at the same time that when we are not putting any effort and luck by chance we get something, sometimes people trying to have a arrogant attitude that without anything, because there is a comparison between two people also. Sometimes one people without putting any hard work, he or she may get very good thing, and another people the same in the same scenario, same circumstances, same academic qualifications and everything, he or she may put lot of effort, but even then they do not get to reach their goal. So that person who has not put lot of effort, that people trying to have a arrogant or arrogant attitude and the pride at the same time.
Yes,
So
yes,
it
yes,
happens
yes.
in real life, and there are any number of examples we have made to it.
So I have one example.
Please, yeah.
Well, one of my cousin's sister, after 12, she had appeared for different medical exams, and in the first chance, he has got and she has cleared her medical exam in dentist. So she said, okay, if without any coaching and without anything, if I can clear in the first attempt, then I will take coaching and then I will go to the main course, the main MBBS. So unluckily, for the second time, she was not able to crack any medical exam. So matlab, she has not joined that dental also, and she has not able to crack the MBBS one also. So this can also happen if in the first time, if you get, I think so she should have joined uh, that also.
First one.
So, first one also. So matlab, we
Yes,
should be
yes.
not arrogant. It may be by luck also.
Yes, it's a huge topic, this luck thing. But yes, okay. Probably we shall discuss it, on some other occasion. I would like your comments on this.
The result of one individual's deeds is preceded by an action or series of actions by millions of people across the globe, affecting the outcome for an individual or a company, a country or the whole world.
Rakesh, may I request you to comment on this, please?
Yeah, there is a wonderful example. If any one of us have been in theater dramatics, if you see how the theaters are organized, every person is doing just his work, but ultimately we get a wonderful movie. We don't know that every person has his role to play in that, and the outcome we clap for the actors. But there is somebody who is designing the dresses, who
Very
is
nice. Very
writing the
nice.
dialogue, who is deciding the actions,
Yes, yes.
everything. So I
Yes.
take it from this that there is nothing like individual. My action here is impacting everybody in the group. And I believe that is what it is,
All
individual
right.
or a company or a country, and ultimately the whole world. We don't have solo existence.
Can we take an example of Russia-Ukraine war?
Yeah, we are all impacted. Everybody got impacted.
Because I think 25,000 or 20,000 medical students came back from Ukraine. And if we were following, I was following it, so we know how terrible life they had there, trying to save their lives, and then how they came back to India. And when they had gone to study, that time they had no idea that something like this would ever happen. So the action of Putin, and of course many other politicians, the West, and America, etc. Somebody took an action, somebody took a decision, and look how many, not how many, the whole world is paying a price, right? Fuel price, inflation, grain shortage is all being caused by some decision of some people. Athar, what would you say on this?
Of course, sir. Actually, it is a decision taken by one individual or a group of people or a group of countries or a group of community which affects. If it is not living in isolation mode, because in the world, this whole world is connected. All activities, all actions are connected through trades or through emotions or whatever. So this whole world is connected with the whole people and on the earth. It is connected with each other, and action taken by one of the group within this on this earth planet is of course affecting the others who are living on this planet. So of course that has to be there, because we are not living in an isolated society.
You're not. Okay. Fine, fair enough. This was a little brainstorming on, on this kind of wisdom we have been hearing, and I believe this helps all of us, because we are not just employees or trainers, but some of us are also employers or the management. And when we all have this kind of, little, when we give a thought to all this, it could be luck, it could be something else, or circumstances, or anything else, then a more harmony, people can work with, in more harmony, and it helps avoid some problems and trouble. Now let's come to the next topic here. Just a second. Yes.
An advertisement for a company called Warner and Swayze used to say, "The company that needs a new machine tool and hasn't bought it is already paying for it." Charlie Munger, the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway and one of the most successful investors in the world, says that this applies to thinking tools as well. The man who is in need of a new thinking tool but hasn't yet acquired it is already paying for it.
Can you all hear it? Hear it? Yeah, see it? Okay, we have heard two comments here. Navneet, would you please like to comment on these two statements?
The first comment, the company that needs a new machine tool and has not bought it is already paying for it. So for example, there is a change of technology and the new technology is saving cost, okay, for the same production line. But if the company is not changing that machine, means the company is investing more amount of money for the same amount of production. So that is a loss of capital. So in some way, the company is already wasting that money. So the company is already paying for that gap. Similarly, when a man is in need of a new thinking tool but has not yet acquired it already paying for it. Again, a person can just, with a change of thought, can change his life completely. So
Wonderfully
again,
said. Okay.
so again, if the person is adamant or not properly guided in both senses, the result is not being achieved. So the person is paying for it.
Very well said. Okay, let's hear.
It's extraordinary how resistant some people are learning anything.
Warren Buffett has said the following about Charlie Munger. Charlie has the best 30-second mind in the world. He goes from A to Z in one move. He sees the essence of everything before you can even finish the sentence. How does he do it? Through observing reality and running it against his mental models. In this series of videos, we'll cover some of the most important models which Charlie Munger uses, which he has talked about publicly. These mental models have helped Munger to conquer the stock market, but they are so diverse that they have applications within many other areas too. For example, they have allowed Munger to be a successful chairman at a large hospital, and they have allowed him to overcome devastating personal losses. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys which topics you are most interested in besides investing. In this series, you'll learn how the models can be applied within these areas to some extent too. Maybe you aren't interested in awesome rewards or avoiding a lot of misery or being more able to serve everything you love in life. If that's your attitude, then don't pay any attention to what you're about to learn in this series, because you are already on the right track.
Okay, just a second. After the first important message, we will now come to the next thing.
Make friends with the eminent dead.
I would say that you're not restricted to living people and picking your mentors. Some of the very best people are dead.
The Population Reference Bureau estimates that about 117 billion people have ever walked this earth. Among these, a little more than half were born in the last 2,000 years, some 30 billion since the inception of the printing press. Most of the people who ever walked the earth are already dead, but a few of the most intelligent ones are still with us in their written words. Sir Isaac Newton, one of the most influential people who has ever lived, has an unusual inscription on his grave. Here lies that which was mortal of Isaac Newton. Charlie Munger has been referred to as a book with legs by his close ones, and it would be quite the understatement to say that he enjoys reading a lot. Reading is an essential part of gaining worldly wisdom. As the famous author Mark Twain has said, "The man who doesn't read good books has no advantage over the man who can't read them."
Rashmi, just this sentence. How would this help problem solving or managing problems? Reading books.
Well, sir, by reading good books, you have a different perspective of looking at the things. So you will be able to solve the problem in a better way.
Very nice. Okay. Rakesh, your thoughts on this quote?
कहते हैं ना, पढ़े लिखे होने से पढ़ते लिखते होना अच्छा होता है.
Very nicely said.
है ना?
Okay. Okay.
And अगर आप नहीं पढ़ते हो तो आप कहीं किसी तरह से भी बेहतर नहीं हो उन लोगों से जो पढ़ नहीं सकते हैं. That is what is written on the screen. वो
Yeah,
अनपढ़ है इसलिए नहीं पढ़ सकते, और आप पढ़े लिखे होने के बावजूद भी नहीं
yes.
पढ़ते, तो you are as good as illiterate.
And
And
it is
as-
one more thing. Yes, please carry on. Sorry.
As Rashmi ji has mentioned, reading give us different perspective of different topics to us, and they are all from very literate people who have ever walked on the earth. We can always learn from them, even if we are not meeting them, by reading the books on them, by reading autobiographies. I believe this add to our perspectives about a particular thing when we read. It open our mind.
Very nice. And also, it said the video that people who are no more there now with us, right? But we have their wisdom with us, right? We have their books, their wisdom, or the scriptures we talk about, which were written maybe not written, but told, or the wisdom was shared 5,000 years ago. That wisdom we still have, right? So reading and talking of this wisdom and sharing the wisdom, it helps us get a different perspective.
Right.
And surely you cannot meet everybody, right? We cannot meet even today we have people who are brilliant, but then how many would you meet? So we can only read their books, right? And there are people, I can just say, I think I've been mentioning about a few of our sages and philosophers, so I think we discuss that a little later. If we read them, sometimes we believe, what is it? I mean, is it? I tell you something. I read a quote now, I know it now, but when I read it first time, it was maybe 10 years back, that when you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. So this has such a deep meaning. When you enter into fight or court cases or even otherwise, when you want to harm somebody or somebody wants to harm you, that we realize that it is not only me. If I want to take revenge, that I would win or somebody else will not be harmed. I mean, I won't be harmed. These kind of quotes of wisdom, and especially India is blessed. I think India is very blessed with so much wisdom that we have access to so much that we can easily, if we put into practice, make the workplace a better place, and of course, home a better place. Now, let's come to our next topic now, which is, I believe, very common. We hear it and we see it everywhere. Just a second, let me just get this slide now. Yeah, can you all see it? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Shruti, what do you see here? Is she not there?
She's here.
She on mute, probably.
Are you talking
Okay.
to me?
Yes, please, Shruti.
Yes, please.
Your comment on this, please, or slide. What do you see here?
Picture depicts that they are pointing the finger on each other, maybe.
Okay. And what?
There are different perspectives, but in the first view, I can say this.
Okay. And what is it like? Why are they raising fingers or at each other? What do you think is happening?
Maybe they are indicating some activity or something like that. And yes.
All right. Okay. Navneet, please. What do you see here?
It's a strong gesture. People are pointing towards each other. But there are also two group of people pointing towards each other. But not in the sense of showing directions. So people are pointing at human beings. The context, as per the topic of discussion that we have been going through, the context can be blame games. These are blames. Because the points or this action of figure does not represent cooperation. It represents adversely.
Okay. Let's come to some slides, some frames here.
Kuldeep ji,
Yeah, please.
ये भी कहा जाता है कि when you point a finger towards someone,
then
you actually point 3 fingers toward yourself.
Yes.
So that can also be one perspective of that image.
That when you are blaming somebody else for something or pointing fingers, then the 4 fingers are pointing at me, right?
Right.
Okay, we come to another blame slides. Where are they? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Rashmi.
Yes, sir.
Please read this slide.
You'll have to share it. It's a blank screen.
Oh, okay. I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, Rashmi, please. Now you can see it, right? Okay.
You cross the street, you look to the right, then to the left, and to the right again. You don't see any vehicle coming towards you and start to cross the road. But suddenly a car hits you and you are dead. Whose fault is it?
Yes, Rashmi. Whose fault is it that you're dead? Car's fault.
Yeah.
Okay. So you blame the car, all right?
Yes.
Rakesh, whose fault is it?
Difficult, very difficult. I'll also go with Rashmi. It is car.
It's the car, not me. Okay, because I was careful. Huh?
Because I had checked it twice.
Yes, left, right, left, and then.
Well,
the car.
if you see the statement, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes,
If you see
Vishal.
the statement, if you see the statement, the man is crossing the street. He is looking to his right, to his left, and again he is ensuring that by looking to his right, there is nothing coming from right. But he is failing to look towards the left side. Maybe the car is running from the left side. That it may happen. That might be the.
But
case.
Vishal, how long will you keep looking left, right, yeah?
No, that's not the thing.
Okay.
The statement is saying that he is looking right and then left. This is the one thing. Then he is ensuring again nothing is coming from the right, but he's failing to ensure it again that nothing is coming from the left. Maybe within a second there might be a car running from the left side.
So,
because the statement is saying so.
Okay. Rashmi, yeah.
Well, because of the speed of the car also. Because sometimes we are looking left and right, but sometimes this car or vehicle is in such a speed that we are just because it happens with me also. I was looking right and left, but suddenly a car just passed through. I was just narrow escape. It was.
Okay.
So I think so. It is a mistake of the car only.
Car. Rajesh, what's your opinion? Whose fault is it? Rajesh.
Sir, I think the car hits from the backside actually, I think.
Okay.
Because he is looking after the left side and right side, even always is looking the front side. So there is no vehicle is coming in between this area. So he tries to divert his car. So again, another car, I think it hits from the backside, whether he had not seen the backside view.
Okay.
He had seen only the left, right, and the front, not seen the back view.
Fault किसका है?
Fault I think खुद का ही हो सकता है fault because he has not seen the backside also. We have to see, whenever we take a diversion, we should look after all the areas in 60 degrees.
He's at the crossing, yeah. He's at the crossing, like So
Are we
he should
taking
look
into
left, right,
consideration
and
whether
front, back also. Okay, Manoranjan, please. Manoranjan, what's your
Yes,
opinion?
sir. No, actually, what Rajesh told is correct only, sir. Whether if the car is coming from the back side, then it is the fault of car. Otherwise, if he hits from the other end, then it is the fault of the person who is crossing that one, actually.
Okay. So, most of us are blaming the car. Okay. Anybody who blames the self, like if I'm the one, it's my fault? Atar?
Actually, sir, it can be because it is not mentioned whether it is a crossing zone or not. It may be an expressway. It may be a traffic might be on at that time.
Yes.
And the pedestrian symbol might not be on. So if we take those things into consideration, the person might be at fault. We cannot expect when the when the road allows the car to be driven at a speed of 150 km/h or even 120. Seeing left or right does not work. You have to cross from the junction, from the crossing points. Right. So I think we should consider that context also.
Damni, let me ask you then. Fine. There is a pedestrian zone, zebra crossing, and there is a green light for me.
Yes.
And I then walk because it's green for me. And even then the car hits me. Then whose fault is it?
Then of course it's the car's fault.
Okay. So you go with the car. Okay. Atar, what is your thinking on this? What's your thoughts on this?
Actually, the car means we are taking into context that the driver.
Yeah, I mean, of course, not the automatic car. Yeah, the driver surely.
Very situation like that. Individual is responsible for that.
Okay.
You can't blame others. If you are not focused or you are in puzzled mode, well, this side only one has to keep him or herself in controlled state of mind. And think what he's going
So
to
Atar
have
says Atar is probably the only one. Probably I think we didn't ask.
And moreover, what I will that this traffic police fault is also there. They are not putting red or green light, and sometimes if it has to be green, it can be red or like that.
Okay. Let me It's not a.
So ultimately, individual has to be blamed for that.
Okay. Rajesh, you've said your opinion. I just missed it. We are not hearing you, Rajesh.
In Raukala. In Raukala, one ITA was the principal.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Rajesh.
I joined already.
I think it's a fault of of the car.
Car driver. Okay. See, people. I mean, it is said. The wise men said. Wise men, women say that whatever happens to you, whatever happens with you, it is your fault. They say. I mean, this has been said by a lot of wise men and women, because eventually, even if because the car didn't, where it came from somewhere, it was there somewhere, and I was not careful enough to notice it. So eventually, it's my fault because even if I looked left, right, front, back, and the car hits me, I am responsible because eventually it is my fault. Do all of us watch cricket, Rakesh?
Yes, I do.
All of you. Rakesh, let me ask you.
Yes.
Imagine, say now, who's our current player, say Virat Kohli, for example. Virat Kohli is batting and the ball, he does not nick. He does not nick the ball. There's an appeal and the umpire gives him out and there are no reviews left. Now, whose fault is it that he is being given out though he did not nick the ball?
As per what we have just learned, it is Virat Kohli's fault.
Okay, no, we are not learning, we are discussing. What do you think? What do you think, Rakesh?
Everything that happens to the person, he is responsible. He should have clearly played it with bat or away from body. He left it alone. Clearly left it alone or clearly played it.
Wonderfully said, Rakesh, because he is the one who gave the doubt,
hint of
suspicion to the umpire and the players, right? So eventually it is his fault because he failed to negotiate the ball properly, right? So that's why it's his fault. Shruti, what do you think?
Sir, I think as Navneet sir has also told that there can be a fault in us also. Maybe there are traffic lights. Maybe that is a no crossing zone. Maybe the traffic police is there. So it can be our fault also.
Okay. There was a joke in a courtroom. There's somebody who is injured, and there is a lady driver who is the accused of hitting this man. So the judge asks or tells this man who is badly injured. He says, "But I'm surprised. I'm told that you were not very careful, and when the lady hit you, you were actually reading a newspaper." This man says, "My lord, yes, I was reading a newspaper because I was sitting in my drawing room." And the lady still hit me, right? So, of course, on the other hand, how careful can you be? I mean, you in your house, you are sitting in your drawing room and reading paper, and even then somebody hits you, then I think you can't really do much, right? But there are incidences, no, where these things happen, and it just maybe bad luck, whatever. Let's see now the next slide. What it says is this blame game now? Okay, fine. This was is the blame game very normal at work or in private life? Let's see this definition a little bit here. Shruti, please read this slide here. This frame.
Yes. There is such relief in knowing who's to blame if we are suffering. Someone must be responsible. We are lonely, hurt, or frightened, and someone provoked those feelings.
So it helps knowing, oh, this, you are the one, you are responsible for my problems, my agony.
I think it happens at the workplace.
Okay.
Because there are n number of things, sometimes we get to held responsible, the administration, the management, maybe there are certain things, and sometimes it happens also. Maybe there are certain decisions we are required to take and management's intervention is required, and if the management is not present that time, so obviously uh, it gives us a kind of a blame when we give them, so it
All right.
happens.
Okay. Who else is, I think all of, many of you are working. Navneet, this blame game, is it normal at work or even in private life, personal life?
Being human nature, sir, if someone is not blaming physically or outside, someone is blaming inside.
Okay.
It's just a matter of expression, whether someone is expressing or not.
Okay.
Finding that model circle or model relatives or model family where no one is blaming anyone is hard to achieve, but of course desirable. But
Okay.
it does not. But relief, I will not attach with the word relief, because ultimately every person knows their role. If I know my role, what if something has gone wrong, and what is my role to play in it, to rectify it, to come up with a better result, then I should be focusing on my work. That is me. Okay, so relief is not a kind of thing, but as per the nature of the human beings, it may give relief to someone.
Okay.
Some people, when they don't find anyone else to blame, they even blame their stars.
Okay, stars, yes. Okay, yes.
The muhurat they are born into. Okay, their kismat. और कोई तो है नहीं ब्लेम का, मेरी किस्मत ही खराब है यार, मेरे इस वक्त ग्रह ही अच्छे नहीं है. तो that also is a relief. Instead of holding myself responsible, I make universe responsible for it.
Rakesh sir is right. So there are two kinds of people. Some people are there who like to control things,
Right.
The events of our life.
Right.
So if there is an interview tomorrow, I can just sleep and pray in the morning, or I can work all night.
Right.
There are both the kinds of people.
The
So the people who are
second kind of people
controlling,
blame.
yes. So the people who are working so hard to control every aspect of life, that then those people never blame. They will leave the house before they will check the weather also for their forecast. Whether should I go with a raincoat or an umbrella, or try my car today, or just go and then blame कि ये तो हो गया आज, होना नहीं चाहिए था, बारिश क्यों हो गया, बारिश नहीं होगा तो भी blame करेंगे. So it depends on the person entirely, what kind of attitude the person is having.
But coming to your point, that some people want to control the circumstances or everything basically. But is it really? Let me ask Manoranjan here. Manoranjan, is it really that easy that you can control everything around you in your life? That you can really, everything is in everything what happens in your life is under your control? Manoranjan, do you think so? Yeah, or Rakesh, what do you say? What do you think?
Come again?
Is it that easy that that you want to control everything in your life? Yeah, and yes, you are successful in controlling, taking control of events and circumstances in your life.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy, but there are many people who do it, as DG has rightly mentioned. When you practice and you start taking the accountability that if it is to be, it is up to me. I am only responsible. I'll be clapped for, and I'll be slapped for. When you
Yes,
start
very
taking
nice.
this accountability, then I think you start falling in place. You
So
don't rely
it's a
on
very
circumstances
broad
and
spectrum.
other
So
things.
it's not only controlling; it's about accepting also. So you are just
Accepting.
and enjoying also, and then being open-minded that we discussed, I think, 2 days back.
Yes.
And learning also. So it's not only this. This is not even 1.1% aspect of the life.
Yes.
If,
मैं
if you
ये
see it
कहना चाहूंगा
only
नवनीत
that,
जी, मतलब कंट्रोलिंग से अच्छा वर्ड यहाँ पे हो सकता है, इट इज सेल्फ रेगुलेटिंग
yes,
instead of saying
that is a
controlling.
much better word.
If we regulate, then we can control ultimately.
Continuous learning helps us to do that. Then acceptance is that. Then again, learning and relearning is a part. Reading of books and watching so many videos and getting trained. We are training and learning and discussing only because we are open to grasp something new.
Yes. Yes.
If always for my failure Navneet ji is responsible, then Navneet will improve. I am already good,
Yes.
so I'll
Yes.
never be able to succeed because I'm blaming him for the failures. So I'll not never be able to correct. If I take that responsibility, then only I can expect better result next time.
And sometimes taking a break. If you planned everything out and even then there was a rain and you were not planning and it was nowhere mentioned, then enjoy the rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we enjoy it.
Oh, enjoy the ride, as we said earlier in a slide. Since we are traveling, so till we reach the destination or the next station, let's enjoy the journey, right? The ride.
Correct. Correct.
Enjoy the scenery.
Navneet, you said something very nice also, that accepting that, fine, whatever is happening. I'm doing my part, and then whatever happens, the outcome, what we achieve, I accept it. As you said, slapped or clapped, right? If I fail, slapped. If I succeed, clapped. So I'm willing to even accept that if something goes wrong, I am responsible, right?
That that creates the fastest learning. Means anything else, someone else is coming to me and making me realize that this went wrong, this went right, and you should learn this, you should. But if I just accept it all, means as a natural process of law, it will give me entire learning. It will give me all the red flags that this was wrong, this could have been done, and this thing. So in the next project, in the next step, I should just amend all these things. Again, it is not going to be 100% perfect. It may also be.
Sure.
So again, I will be open to learning.
Okay, very nice. Is Christine there? We need this slide. Yeah, thank you. Okay, this is a little bit about, we discussed yesterday about marriage also. So, Vishal, would you comment on this, please? Or if okay, till he comes, Shruti, would you comment on this, please? Shruti. Hello? Where have all gone? Navneet, I think you start in the meantime till we have others.
Couples with poor conflict resolution skills typically engage in fight, flight, or freeze behaviors.
It is with respect to the blame, yeah, this blame thing we're learning now, that we blame the other person. So, in case of a couple, do they blame each other for if something goes wrong, or if they kind of, resolve it peacefully?
Mostly blame games happen. Again, as I said, if not in an expressive manner, but it is going in the mind. And what is going in the mind creates more issues in a relationship, because that is not being venting out. So yes, blame games are there, but communication, lack of communication happens at the second stage. Third, this conflict becomes an issue, and now people are not looking for solution. People are just looking to blame.
They are, yes, they are not open to discussion, right? Resolving,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Rakesh, what do you say?
I see these as natural three responses. Whether we have poor conflict resolution skill or we don't have any or we have very good. Generally, when we have good skills, that we can choose our response. But these are the natural, I say, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system has, you can say, designed us for these three responses in different situations.
All right.
This is my understanding for this.
Yeah, sure. But then also, it's not just about the couple, also at office, because unless, like as Navneet said, unless we discuss it openly, if we are open to resolve the issues, it could be between two employees or the management and the employee. Till that stage, things won't work out. So you have to be open to resolving issues. Let's see the next slide now, what it says. Thank you. Okay, where are Rashmi? Are you there? Rashmi, Shruti?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Blame is a defense mechanism we would call a denial or projection because it helps us preserve our sense of self-esteem or pride by avoiding awareness of our own issues.
So blame is a defense mechanism.
Hmm.
We are in a denial mode, and it helps us preserve our sense of self-esteem and pride. But then we avoid awareness of our own issues. So is it a blame game? Is it a self-defense mechanism, Rashmi?
Yes, sir, it is a self-defense mechanism, but again, it will not help you until and unless you take a responsibility that the issues may be because of you also. If you do that, then only you can be a step ahead. Otherwise, you will be in the same game every time. Blame game never will help you out. But
Yes.
it is
Okay.
so. This is my understanding.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
it is but it is a human nature to blame. So it is, but at the point of time, you also have to understand if there is any mistake of yours also in the issue. So that will help you to be a better person, and it will take you to the step further uh, in the position in which you are.
Okay, that's very nicely said. Atar, would you like to comment on this, please? With your vast experience.
I agree to what Madam has said. For the defense mechanism, then your projection instead of continue fighting. Okay, you are correct. Okay, you that has to be accepted by
Okay.
someone is losing in the game, and the fight is continuing. Then one has to accept. Okay, you are correct. Leave it. Then things get settled down.
Atar, you've seen such things in office also at work where maybe the management blames somebody or an employee blames the boss or something. Have you seen those kind of?
Yes. Many times you come across such situation, and someone was what happened actually. I tell you the fact that my colleague who was senior to me in the during the selection process, she was senior to me, but while working, I was outperforming. So my performance were more than her. So she had got some kind of jealousy or like that. So she was projecting that to my boss's boss that he's not doing work, but his boss means her boss is always appreciating me. So that okay, he listened and my boss was changed then. Then
Okay.
again new boss came and same type
Same
of
thing.
situation was created, that same type of it was told, but ultimately it was exposed. The boss's boss told that the boss has changed now. He is also appreciating him. That boss was appreciating him. This boss is also appreciating him.
So,
What is the quality he is appreciating him, and why are you blaming for your failures? Why are you blaming him?
Yeah, this is then again
You perform,
defense
and
mechanism.
ultimately, I told madam, this promotions and all these things. This is a thing of it will come, it will go, and be a natural person. And what you are saying is false. You are telling just for the sake of promotion that you want to take promotion, and you have the fear that you will be bypassed because you are not performing well. You have that kind of fear anyway. So it was not the
All right.
gender biasness or something like that,
It
but
was
that was a situation going on, and ultimately what
performance
happened,
based.
she was
All right.
promoted, she was
Okay.
senior to me, and I was never fighting that she would be junior to me, she would be okay. It will come, जिसको मिलना है मिलेगा, नहीं मिलना है कोई बात नहीं है. I was going as usual. I was not expecting that some promotion should come to me.
Yes, sure,
Whatever
sure.
assignment I was being given, I was discharging all the responsibility handed over. And what happened in the last, my DG gave me more responsibility. He made me the in charge.
All
But
right.
and she was put under me.
I hope
The same
I hope you were kind to her, right?
So that happened, but I did not. Otherwise, I did not take any revenge or
You
kind
were
of
not
saying that you have
vindictive.
played
All
me
right.
this and
All
that.
right.
Okay, that was that part was over.
Good,
Now,
good, good,
now we
good.
have to start.
All right. Okay.
Relationship with boss
Okay.
and subordinate, that happens.
Good. That is nice, Athar. Let's see the next two slides before we go into the break. Now, I just say one thing now, Navneet, I'll address this to you. Blaming, can it lead to like, that you are isolated, yeah, in the group, at family or at work? You lose friends if you just keep blaming. Do you think it affects your social life also?
Sir, will you give just me 1 minute? I am on call.
All right, okay.
Just 1 minute.
No problem. Rajesh, are you there? Rajesh? Rajesh?
Yes, sir.
You please comment on this.
Yeah, I'm very much with you on this, with this statement
Mhm.
that generally the people who are into the blame game, they generally end up being lonely because people around them leave and leave to never come back again. They know that we are easy target for this
The
person.
easy targets. So it's like being reactive. We discussed yesterday that even being people who are reactive, even then people start avoiding them also because they know that this guy would not, we react properly.
Right.
So people who blame, they then also earn the reputation that okay, let's rather leave this person alone, right? Okay. Okay, now I think we'll skip this now. Let's come to the next one. Okay. I want to see. Shruti, would you please comment on this quote?
In blaming another, we give away our power. Understanding enables us to rise above the issue and take control of your future. Okay. So, sir, as per the quotation, while we are blaming the others, we are giving them the reasons. We give away our power. Okay, so this is how we are making ourselves unable. When we are blaming another, we are not, in the mode of describing or analyzing ourselves. Rather than focusing on ourselves, we tries to blame others, and so that the issue and to rise above the issue and take control of your future. We are, giving a fair chance to other people. So in this way, I think we are not able to control our future. So as Rashmi also said in the previous slide that rather than blaming others, it would be good if we focus on ourselves. And
Right. Yes.
because most of the time, we waste in blaming other rather than analyzing ourselves.
We don't look within, right? We look outside. We don't look within. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Manoranjan, would you like to comment on this? All right, I think he's not there. So this was, we discussed about blame game then, and then now we now slip into our small break of 15 minutes. Yeah. So let's reassemble after our break at 11:15. Okay. Until then, you enjoy your cup of tea. Okay. Thank you. See you then.
Mr. Sharma, do you want to tell me which one next? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Okay, no, I have my own slides. So,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Let me know whenever.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So we have.
Kuldeep sir.
Yes, please.
Actually, I missed that discussion because I have not been released from my daily work, even for 3 hours. Okay.
Oh no, I understand, and
So,
yeah,
I
yeah,
avoid most of the calls which I can, but when the calls come at
no,
GM, I have available from some
I
clients.
understand. I know, I understand it. You know. Tell me something. I would ask you. There
Yes,
is
sir.
some little construction work started just now. So is it disturbing too much? Little noise is there.
I'm not getting any noise. I'm not getting any
Not at
sound.
all.
Okay.
Nothing,
Oh,
nothing.
okay. Then I'm lucky that something must be there in the system because I am getting so disturbed. You know, this suddenly a lot of construction work started since today morning and at 3 sites, okay, surrounding our house. So, oh my God, this is, we can't help.
But it's not affecting the call.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, I just went to the other room and there my daughter is there actually. She is also working from home. So she didn't allow me. So I said, okay. So let's come now to the next topic. But see, this is one thing I hope all of us are there. Shruti, Rashmi, Manoranjan, and Rajesh. Rajesh is also there probably. You know, when we are discussing these, when we have this workshop or these, seminars, uh, as we have seen in last, today, this is our last session today now, that it is not, that I'm sharing anything particular because everything what we are discussing, is in kind of more or less in public domain. It's more or less the exchange and, little brainstorming. And at times, something we hear from somebody else just clicks, right? In my language, I call it actually, if you're aware a bit of about Hanuman, I call it Hanuman syndrome. You know that sometimes you are not aware of your skills, of your power, of your talent, and somebody else just, kind of motivates you, little stirs this passion into you, and you realize, oh, like I can do it. So this is where, small things in life happen, which play a very huge role in, in one's life. I would like to just, narrate a small, something it's happened to me long time back, actually. Those days, I was learning German in Pune, and from Delhi I had gone. So, and in Pune, I somehow was totally fed up, in the class because uh, there was somebody who was just too good, and it was like I was young, like I was 20 years old, something. And I just lost my focus. I couldn't concentrate on learning. I was just, like furious, envious. Look, this guy is so good, and I'm near and nowhere near close to him. And Pune, being a city of, those days, Osho, I'm sure even still there are people who are his disciples living in Pune. So to our hostel, a lot of German disciples of Osho used to come. So one of them just sat next to me and discussed what's happening, asked me what's the problem you're looking so. He said, and, you have to understand that there will always be somebody better than you. And rather than being disturbed and lose focus on what you're doing, ask him for help. Probably he will guide you that how you could also improve. So at a very young age, I would say something clicked me that time, and I feel fortunate that this feeling of jealousy, envy, which I had, which has actually overwhelmed me that time, was just gone in a second. because thanks to him, thanks to this man who said something to me, it clicked. And I can tell you such a great favor he did to me, because jealousy is one of the biggest causes, in life. Like if you can get it off totally, then it gives you so much peace. So these are small things which happen during discussions, seminars, webinars, or even other with friends. Also, it can happen. And one thing I would say, that reading books of these great sages and philosophers, or even joining some foundation, some spiritual foundation, uh, it helps you. We believe sometimes, look, I mean, I know it all. I mean, I read books. I'm a professor. I go to seminars, webinars, blah blah blah. But then when you attend some of these spiritual workshops, maybe I attended a lot those days by Ravi Shankar, and also by other, foundations like Brahma Kumaris. I attended many sessions about Neem Karoli and Nirmala Devi and many other, such foundations. You get to learn something, especially about, how you could, manage your stress, anxiety, work pressure, life pressure, private life. So much you learn, how, like, one should not gossip, why one should not gossip, why should one should not talk ill of others. There's so much actually they teach you, and all this brings basically prosperity and peace to your life. Because once you are at peace, then a lot of things happen which are right in life. Are we all there? Okay, let's.
Yes.
Yes, we see now. Slide. Okay, we see this little 2 minutes video.
Crush your cherished beliefs. Let's return to the man with the hammer. This guy probably loves his hammer. Perhaps he inherited it from his father, who inherited it from his father. It's basically an heirloom. Maybe he used this hammer successfully when he got his first promotion or created his first business. Even when faced with a screw, and there's a screwdriver in plain sight, the man with the hammer will have a difficult time to switch out his old tool. There are many psychological tendencies which cause us to hold on to old ideas for dear life, and we'll review many of them later in this series. But for now, let's just realize that you do not want to be like the man with the hammer. Charlie Munger says that one should recognize reality even when one doesn't like it. Indeed, especially when one doesn't like it. You do not want to be like the people that the economist John Kenneth Galbraith describes. Faced with a choice between changing one's mind and proving there's no need to do so, almost everyone gets busy on the proof. Neither do you want to be like the people that the famous author Philip Wiley observed. You couldn't squeeze a dime between what they already know and what they'll never learn. You should look at yourself as a man with a toolbox, and every new idea as a tool that can be added to your box, or that can replace a tool that is already in it, if it could make you more effective in the future. Don't be sad just because you recognize that you may have been using an old and rusty tool for a while. Be happy that you've found a new one. Charles Darwin was famous for saying that you must strive to crush your most cherished beliefs. He had a peculiar method for this. Anytime he found evidence that contradicted his previous convictions, he wrote it down in the first 30 minutes, because he knew that otherwise the mind would reject the evidence for cherished beliefs. If even someone like Charles Darwin contributed much of his success to such self-criticism, I think it could be important for someone like you and me to consider too.
We always say it isn't the learning that's so hard, it's the unlearning. Yeah.
And with that, I have nothing to add for the first 5.
All right, Rajesh, You saw the video?
Sir, I saw a little bit of last time. Now came on.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Navneet, would you like to comment briefly?
It's correct, sir. When we are understanding and learning something new, as a logic it comes and the mind accepts it. But ultimately, what happens? We have gone through so much of learning in life, but implementation does not come through, or actual learning, what is engraving does not come through. Engraving, because after a period of time, the mind rejects it, or we just move forward to the next book, next program, or next cycle of life. So this idea of just noting it down gives a reaffirmation by hand to the mind that this is important and this is what I need to learn.
He also talks about unlearning.
Yes.
Yeah, Rashmi, what about unlearning?
So I need to understand. I am not able.
Okay, all right. Rakesh, what was about unlearning? What did he say about unlearning?
Unlearning means, as it is mentioned, that if you have a cherished belief, it may be limiting or liberating, whatever it is. If there is a belief that has worked for you, and you have found something that challenge that belief, that you first need to unlearn the previous to learn the next. Well, unless until we create spaces we cannot fill. So unlearning is emptying your glass before putting more water in, fresh water into it. So that is what the challenge is. Unlearning is, I believe, one of the most difficult things, because whatever we have learned, that stays with us. And if it has worked for us, then it stays all the more. So unlearning is a challenge for fresh learnings.
Okay. Vishal, do you think learning new things also means that you have to come out of your comfort zone to learn something new? Vishal.
Yes, I do agree with this thing that learning new things, some maybe in your comfort zone, and some which you really do want to learn, but you have to come out really from that comfort zone so that you can do well in that thing. Suppose I don't know swimming, but I want to learn it. So nothing about the swimming, and I am little bit fear initially of the water and this thing. But by proper guidance or coach, I will surely get it. So I will be coming out from my comfort zone and doing the things.
All right. Okay. Manoranjan, your comments on this, please, if you're there. Okay, fine. This was basically, again, then, this is also important if you want to really solve problems. You have to get new thinking, new tools, so that you can apply, new thinking, new mindset. And sometimes we have to discard the cherished beliefs or the, thought process we have. All right. We come now to another, yes, this is also something interesting.
Oh no! It's too deep.
They'll never make it.
No, never. The rain. Uh-oh. No! The rain will fill the hole, and then they can swim out. Stop jumping! We have a plan!
Stop! We're going to wait for the rain to fill the hole. Why aren't you listening to them?
You'll never make it. It's too high. You can't do it. It's too deep. Listen to him. Save your strength. Don't even try. Just stay there.
Thank you for encouraging me.
Encouraging him? He's deaf. Oh. Come on! You can make it! Yeah! You can do it!
Vishal, message from this video.
So think positively, show your attitude with respect to the positivity, and you will achieve the success.
Okay.
Because out of the two frogs, one was the deaf one, but the other frog standing over the upsides. So they were actually discouraging. Wait till the water rain comes and you can swim and come out. So they were shouting, "Don't try, don't try. You will get what do you say? You'll hurt yourself." Even the fellow colleague was saying, "Don't try. Listen to them." But he felt that they are encouraging me. They are encouraging to come out. Just jump, just jump. So he just jumped out, and he succeeded in those things, and he finally came out. So after listening to that frog, they found that he was deaf. So they started encouraging now.
So
It's a very
basically,
good story, Ram.
okay. So this frog which they couldn't hear, he or it, you can say, it actually thought. He said, "Thank you very much," right?
Yes.
And it came out. It said, "Thank you very much for encouraging me," right? That means whatever happens in your surroundings. Rashmi, would you comment on this?
Yes, actually, he was not able to listen, but by the actions, he was thinking that they are motivating him to come up. So by the gesture, he just tried to see that they were motivating and he can do. So he had done. The person who was listening to the people, he was not encouraged, and he was kept in the he was in the just hole itself. So this also give us a message that. Sometimes we have to be deaf if we want to achieve something. If the person are not motivating
You have to ignore. You have to
yeah, ignore.
whatever
Yeah,
negativity is happening around you. All right. We have some other stuff now, so we move to the next thing. Okay. See, we all know that there is no. What do you say that? There is nothing. Our own experiences, they guide us, okay, in life, and there is nothing, like you can say. There's no ready-made solution kind of, to problems, but a few things probably one could try, by talking and learning. So a few tips I would like to kind of, share here. And one of them, the first one is this one. Rakesh, would you please comment on this? Like in solving a problem, in problem management, how important is staying calm?
I believe half of the problems are solved if one pick up this trait, staying calm. Problems either don't happen or they can be resolved better. We'll be able to extract many more resources from within if we are staying calm. As they say that you cannot see your picture in the boiling water. You can't see your image in the boiling water. Water has to be stationary. Water has to be calm before you see it clearly. So staying calm brings a lot of clarity to the situation.
I would like to ask you here, when you say stay calm, must one stay calm only when things go wrong? Or must one stay calm also when everything is doing very well? Like you are happy, successful. Even then, should you stay calm?
I am with the second statement. If you stay calm, then you can probably avoid problems. They may not happen. But if they have happened already, then staying calm further will be helpful. Then it is necessary and it is essential. But if you stay calm as a routine in your life, then you can avoid many problems.
Very nice. Thank you, Rakesh. Vishal, I asked like staying calm in, when after a problem is very important. But imagine you are doing so well, you are successful, you are enjoying life. How important is then there staying calm?
Actually, staying calm or remaining calm uh, helps to work the subconscious mind. Even we are staying calm, remaining calm, your subconscious mind starts thinking about the particular situation or such thing. So it helps you in finding out the solution to that particular problem. So that's the one thing. And the question you are asking me, yeah, we should actually be calm in any type of condition or situation, whether it's the positive or the negative side, because it's always said that stay calm, do work, you will get success. So that will help surely some or the other way by remaining calm in the good situation, good things also. Maybe something or the other you can find new in that, which will help you. So we should try actually being calm in the other situation.
Okay.
So when you are successful and you are staying calm, well, I think so that will also help you that you are not provoking any other one to feel jealous with you. Other and the person will, if you are calm, the person will say, is see how calm she is, whether although he's so intelligent or something.
How grounded? How
Yeah, how
grounded?
I would like to
grounded.
give,
Yeah.
I would like to give an example of Sir Ratan Tata. You know, a figure where people actually starts admiring, starts looking, being a very what is it, entrepreneur, rich man, but how cool, calm this person is, you know. So means his work in the society towards the nation, and even visiting the poorest, poor means even visiting the employee working in his company. He's just sitting on the floor, remaining calm, listening to the things. So being such a big personality, have been achieved everything. He's just remaining calm, and by remaining calm, the others also admire you and get something to learn from your that particular person. So should be the calmness should be there.
Yes. Okay. That's very, very nice example of Ratan Tata. Whereas we have other examples, but also a few examples. We have Narayan Murthy, right? Also.
Yes.
His example is also there, surely.
Yes.
And a few more, of course, who are totally grounded. They have no air about the success and wealth.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh. Okay. Navneet, please, this one.
Speak softly, sweetly, calmly, slowly, clearly. of course, this is how we should talk, but the flow of words or the intent is reflected upon. If a person is completely fine and honest, and then the person is following all these method of talking, sweetly, calmly, slowly, and clearly, of course, the expression will be very much better. The person will listen and admire also. It will also save a lot of time because the context will be clear to the other person, and people admire these kind of the people who are talking softly and slowly and clearly, and a kind of relationship builds up. Because people look forward to soft people and who make them comfortable. So if someone is, if I am speaking softly and sweetly, I will make a lot of friends, and my work will also become very much smooth. If I have to follow up some transaction or some business deals with someone, much better results can come up with this kind of communications and with the right intent.
Okay, that's very nice to say. Rajesh, do you think sometimes at work some people are aggressive, maybe the boss or even a colleague or a senior person? Do you think sometimes aggression is there in the language?
Yes, it often happens everywhere, each stage of our life. But we should follow this softly, how to speak softly, sweetly, calmly. We should stay calm and think about the problem and deliver the accurate or perfect solutions, or deliver your emotions or anything. Suppose someone is shouting over you, shouting, and he doesn't stop his shouting. So anyway, he's shouting. You should speak with him with a calm and quiet manners, so that after some time you will see his the voice loudness will goes down and down. So it also reflects.
Okay.
I think.
Shruti, have you experienced like at workplace, for example, or even in private life, that by speaking softly, you can achieve more, and by being blunt, probably you would not achieve what you desire?
Yes, sir. It's true. It is true because most of our, the relationship establishment is through the communication only, and that is the first impression too. So obviously, when we are speaking softly and genuinely, mostly, so obviously it will have a positive impact on our outcomes rather than being blunt. Blunt is also good because there are certain terms and conditions, and there are certain things which should be blunt also. There should not be any kind of bluff into it. But the way you are communicating those things, that should be clear and
Clear
apparent and soft.
All right. Okay. Okay, this one, let's talk about this one. Who will comment on this? Whom do we have here? Navneet.
Be an honest employee and colleague. So why only employee and colleague? Be an honest person can sum up everything.
Okay, that is because it was meant to be at workplace, because there, I will tell you the connotation there. When you're working, what I meant to say here is that when you're working, be honest to your job, be a good employee, be a dutiful employee and a colleague. That's your job. Of course, being an honest person, surely everywhere then. Okay.
Because the person cannot mask it out. If a person is not honest in personal life, and whatever means the person cannot be honest with the employer. That's the basic nature. It will reflect out.
He would be whatever he is, like everywhere.
Yes, it will reflect out by this means or that means, by today or tomorrow it will reflect out. So if I take it in the context that be an honest person, be in relationship, personal relationship, professional relationship, employee and colleague, that will shape up something for the organization also, for the environment and circle also, and result oriented also, and we will get some good relations to cherish in life.
Very nice. Very nice.
Even that can be an example setup for the future generation.
Very nice.
That 3 years back, that there was an employee who was so honest and We used to enjoy so much when he was there. We talked like this.
That's very nice. Which you rephrased is very nicely. That basically the character is being honest, and then
Yes.
if you're honest, then you are honest everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
At home and yeah, Vishal, you saying something?
No, it said that honesty is the best policy. So people love such persons, and everyone tries to be with these people actually.
Okay.
The boss even likes the work of these people, and they admire a lot and give an example of such people to the other colleagues, other one.
Okay. Okay. Rashmi.
To get along with your boss, clients, and colleagues is a part of your job. Well, sir, I need to understand this. What
Okay, who can explain this now? Rakesh, are you there? Rakesh, may I ask you to comment on this?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. It is all about people. It's all about people. And if we develop the skill of getting along with people, we can always foresee better relationships. We can see better uh, career at our workplace because your skill, your knowledge, that always goes to the back burner if your people skill is not good. And vice versa is also true that even your skills and knowledge are overlooked if you are getting along with people very well. And
Okay.
that is what generally the people who are very good in people management,
Yeah.
they get along with people. They have a very good strength or skill of empathy. So that's how they get along with people very well. I have few very clear images in my mind, the people who take along their teams very, very well. So they are very successful and generally don't come across many problems during operations.
Okay. Rashmi, when I say, for example, you have a bad boss means like somebody who is not, doesn't have a good temperament, he does not like you or something, he is critical of you. Along with your assigned duties, which are mentioned in your letter, in your profile, what do you call it, portfolio, that this is your job, this is your job. This will not be mentioned, right? To get along with your boss is your duty. It won't be mentioned.
Yeah, it is a personal relation what you make with your boss, clients, and colleagues. So it is not written, but it is something that you follow.
And you must do it because if you say no, I'm right, and if you're right, honestly, if you're right and your boss is really wrong, but then since he's your boss and you have colleagues, and if you want to, kind of continue this job, it's your job to get along well with your boss. Yeah. That means you don't have to love your boss, right? You must have at least a working relationship with your boss where you can get along and do the work, being unaffected by the personal differences or whatever.
Yeah, then only we can just manage. Okay, now my office hours are over. Now I am done with it. So we should take the negativity at home. So this is also a thing that when we are doing it as a part of a job, we are not taking it to be very personal. Then we will be very shorted. That it is office work. Now it's finished. Now it is about home. So this is also very nice, very necessary to uh, get it that it is a part of our job to get along with our boss, clients, and colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That's why it is said that the boss is always right, and we have to be accordingly.
Yeah, you have to, because he's right, because he is the one who has the power,
Yes,
and it can happen, right? I mean, you may have this misfortune of having a boss with whom you don't get along well, but you have to. And this happens many times that you really don't have a very understanding boss, even a colleague. But for the sake of peace of mind, probably you will have to try to do your best.
Yes.
Okay, can we? Is he there, Manoranjan? I don't see him respond. Okay, Shruti.
Yes, sir. Stop getting hurt. Okay, so sir, it implies many things. Stop getting hurt means because because we are human beings and we are abided by lot of emotions all the time, whether it is a workplace or at a home, or we are establishing the relationship with our acquaintances, friends, and relatives. So stop getting hurt is like we need to move on, and we need not to pick smaller things, because there are sometimes the smaller things because we are emotional, and sometimes we picked up the small things also, and we think about them for a later time or a longer time. So I think we should stop getting ourselves, and we can do it by adopting a positive attitude only.
But do you think like getting hurt is also a huge problem at office or even in personal life, that people get hurt too often and too easily?
Yes, sir, it happens at
So how?
workplace.
And and it will create problems, surely, right?
Yes, it will affect our productivity at the workplace.
So how do you stop getting hurt?
I think we should focus more on ourselves, and we should refrain ourselves from the negative thoughts, because basically it is a conflict management. Because we get hurt because if we have a argument with our supervisor, maybe the team members or the manager, so you know uh, it's a situation basically, or a conflict that arises. So I think we need to resolve that. This is how only we can stop getting hurt.
Okay, let me say one more thing here. Rakesh, let me bring in you here. There is a reason, there is a genuine reason for you to actually feel hurt. But I say, please stop getting hurt. How do you do it? How? I say, stop getting hurt. Don't get hurt. Stop getting hurt. This habit of getting hurt each time, stop it. Be mature. How do you do it?
I choose my choices. I pick. Matlab, this is as ma'am was telling, that it's all about emotional stability. Getting hurt very quickly or not getting hurt at all means we don't have any emotions. So emotions are always moving with us. Only thing is that I need to take control of my emotion myself instead of giving its control to anyone else. So I keep my switch with myself. So nobody can take control of my switch on and off. So that is what they say that na, in sometime corporate culture, they say that nobody can disrespect me without my own permission.
Without your permission. All right. That's
So
good.
this
That's
is,
good.
I'll not get hurt until I permit others.
Actually,
Very nicely
sir,
said.
getting
Yeah.
hurt the first time is human, but what we do of that emotion, that depends on us.
That what you do with
How are we channelizing that energy? Are we just running on the what do you say, rewind mode? It is running and running and running. So that will affect everything out in the future. So two things can happen: either someone hurt unexpectedly, that's why we got hurt, or something from the office that we were expecting a promotion, we did not get it, and we can actualize the situation, what was the reality, and take actions accordingly. So we can
All
learn
right.
out of that situation. Tomorrow I can get something new to get hurt, but again, channelizing of energy should matter.
Navneet, I'll say one thing here. When we say stop getting hurt, or when we learn some art, that I'm trying hard, not getting hurt. But you know what? At times we say, okay, I'll be careful with this individual that I will not get hurt. But it is not about this individual. It's about my habit, right?
Yes.
My nature. So next time, I'm careful now. Okay, this is Monica. She always hurts me. Okay, fine. I will take care that Monica does not hurt me anymore. Now comes Mohan tomorrow. He hurts me. So I have to basically work on this nature of mine that I stop getting hurt. I, don't take it personally because again, it's being reactive. Because whatever somebody has done or said is not in my control. I can only control my emotions, my reaction, and I choose, as you said, and as Rakesh said, I choose not to get hurt. Because I believe getting hurt is I mean, though I know, I have been also one of the guys who always felt hurt very easily. But I know today it's such a waste of time. I mean, it's just waste of time and waste of energy.
Asking just one question and gives the answer from within. Do I want this? Because if I'm getting hurt and there's a chain of emotions going on, if I just ask one question to myself, do I really want this? The answer comes from within no. And when I myself answers that no, then things start coming up into line. But yes, I don't do this.
Very well said. But at that moment where we are so overwhelmed by emotions, the thoughts are something else. Oh, why did he do it? I am always nice to him or her. I have been always good. I have done here so many. So the chain of reaction, emotions are going in that direction, unless I calm down and then you said, ask this question. Whether all these thoughts which I have in my mind right now, do they help me in any way? But then this is okay. This I find very important tip. Is Rajesh, you're there. Let me ask you all of you this question now. Do you all like gossiping?
Sir, I have practiced this thing for I think multiple years. I talk about people only who are present during the discussion. In personal life also, family discussion also, professional discussion also. I will talk about some ex-person who is not in the circle at that time. Only if that discussion is positive. Means if I'm talking about you, I will just talk about Kuldeep sir is so good in this thing. He taught me this thing. That changed my life. But if there is any kind of negative discussion and you are not present in the circle, I will never ever discuss. Even if someone is discussing, I will not take part in that discussion. I have tried to coach this thing to my other people also, but it's a matter of choice. So
Fantastic. Real, I mean, this is real wisdom actually, yeah.
Ramiji, they say now the people who gossip with you, they gossip about you.
They will gossip of you also.
Exactly.
Always.
That also gives a red flag. Why this ex person who is sitting with me is gossiping about why. So what kind of person this ex is? So I have to be what do you say? Thoda bach ke raho.
Right.
But tell me, Rakesh, like this gossiping thing, it's such a common, what do you call it now?
Right, it's the most tasty thing on the menu card.
Tasty.
Most tastiest thing on the menu card when you are sitting with family members, with relatives, with friends. Now, how much flavor you want to add to it or you want to refrain from this to protect your digestion, this is up to you. As Navneet has very wisely taken this decision to stay away from it. Some people, rather, they add more and more flavor to it. But very rightly said that as far as we can stay away from it, better it will be.
There is also one character of people who mostly gossip. They seek your approval over it. What the information they are saying. So if someone is saying this ex person, he did this thing, so they will always seek our nod, our confirmation to the fact. And that makes us culprit also. Because that is motivating them or this discussion will become something
But
else.
you're loving it also, right? You're loving it also. Oh, I mean, okay, let's this was not planned, but I just put in this small poem here. Do we have Rashmi here? Rashmi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please just read out this? Yeah.
Neighbors, what business is he into? He just brought a new BMW. He looks so arrogant. He often throws parties. He even owns a farm.
Okay.
His wife looks
Okay, wait.
stunning.
Okay. Rakesh, would you start from here? His wife looks.
His wife looks stunning, and I see her often at the wine shop.
Right. Next.
Even his daughter drinks. Have you seen her boyfriend? She comes home always late. Is his son gay? He wears a stud on his right ear. What about this new family that just moved in?
What's happening here?
Here we are just making assumption on the basis of few facts that we have seen, and on the basis of those that he is having a BMW or he's throwing party every day, or he owns a farm. We are making assumptions about the person that, or the outlook of his family. We are making opinions about them, which may not be right at all.
And secondly, also, why are we discussing somebody? In fact, some family here.
Yes.
Because this is one. I mean, I've seen some families, some individuals. Every evening, this is like on their agenda that after dinner, today we shall discuss Mr. Mehra, yeah, and tomorrow on Thursday we shall discuss Mr. Khan. And this is, you said, is such tasty. This is a nice dessert after food. Yeah, you don't need gulab jamun or something. Yeah, okay. Just a second. Okay, yeah. What? Okay, this is yeah. Okay, do not gossip. See, gossip is again, and also at office, we can discuss, as very kind of, like holy people. Okay, we don't. But then I think it's a very common culture at office discussing over tea break, coffee break, lunch, and I'm sure, because the bosses are also human beings, so even they have their share of good gossips, right?
And in the time management session, because realize that it's a big time waster.
Huge. You gain nothing. And I say one more thing now. If you just pay attention, this gossip thing, it creates huge negative energy. Gossiping about somebody, I mean, of course, gossip is about somebody else. Gossiping creates huge negative energy. And, since we live in a spiritual world, we are all spiritual beings, we are all connected through spirituality, even though we may not realize it. When we gossip about somebody, it affects us spiritually, and also if it affects our success or failure or peace of mind directly, indirectly. It is a waste of time. Okay, let's hear the next one. Who do we hear? Vishal is there? Vishal?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Do not always complain. Yeah, people have habits of complaining. This is not right. This is wrong. It should happen in the other way. Because of him, I was not able to do so. So complaint is a common thing which each and every one of us do. But it's wisely said that do not always complain. Focus on your work, focus on your understanding, and get the things to be done rightly. Because complaining will never help it out. You have to sort the things your own, and complaining maybe get into quarrel. It may happen. Yes.
Rashmi, do you think people who are very idealistic, they generally complain a lot.
But sir, complaining is always comes to the negative energy because it is vibrating the negative energy when you are complaining for everything.
Correct. But tell me, these people who are punctual, say for example, somebody who is very punctual, and in India, he would mostly be disappointed. I mean, generally, he will always be cribbing. Why are others not punctual? Or he's, so basically, these people who are, say, perfectionists or idealists, they generally find faults in everything, in politics, religion, relationships, love, food, everything. Is it true, Rakesh, to an extent?
मतलब the person who is a compulsive complainer, he'll always say कि दिल्ली में सर्दी बहुत खराब है, अब दिल्ली में गर्मी भी बहुत खराब है, दिल्ली में बारिश भी बहुत खराब है, मतलब दिल्ली में सब कुछ ही खराब है, pollution बहुत है. But they will pick anything. You give them the best of the flower and they'll give you a fault out in that.
Sure.
They are good fault finders and always ready with their complaints. I believe this is a very a step close or before blaming. As you said that because of these complaints, they either start blaming कि MCD का हालात खराब है दिल्ली में इसलिए ये होता है, बारिशें तो हर जगह होती है. Then they start blaming for their complaints, or when they can't blame, they continue to creep. So these three things, I believe, they coexist. And complaint is the root cause of blaming and blaming.
Okay. Navneet, next one, please.
Remain focused. Do not get distracted. If the final agenda is clear for the person, personally, professionally, it should be followed that they should remain focused. And remaining focused comes parallelly with do not get distracted at the same time. But a lot of distractions come in life, even like weather can be an issue, professional colleagues can be an issue, the government or the policies can be an issue, lack of opportunities can be an issue. But we have seen in life that the books that we are reading right now of successful people, they have followed it and got what they wanted. For some, it took almost 50 years. For some who did it in 5 years, if things just fell in line. So I understand I have to follow, means I have to be clear with what I want and then remain focused with it. Distractions will come. It is my job to keep on just finding solutions and be open-minded to learn and relearn and just be on the line.
Since I think most of you, all of us, do like cricket, I'll give an example. Rakesh, you said you watch cricket. Others do also. Navneet, Rajesh, Vishal, Rashmi.
Yes.
There was a test match in India, between India and Australia. Saurabh Ganguly was the captain. He was at the non-striker's end. And Megra was bowling. And if you know cricket, Megra was a very naughty, notorious guy. A brilliant bowler, but also very, like meanie kind of a person. So Ganguly is standing at the non-striker's end. And it was Sachin probably who was batting at the crease. So while coming back, Megra just whispered to Saurabh Ganguly, and Ganguly was a very temperamental player, right? You know it, right? Little hot-headed. Those days, Ganguly was having actually an affair with a South Indian actor, actress. So you read everything about your opponent, everything. So while going back to his run-up, Megra just whispered to Ganguly, "Hey, how's your girlfriend? How is your girlfriend?" And Ganguly, he was so angry. He said, "Man, let me face you." And you know very well that if you are a batter facing a bowler like Megra, and if you are angry, you will surely lose your wicket, right? So this statement by Megra, it disturbed him so much that he got distracted and he lost focus. Namely, you said Ganguly knew he had to score runs, of course. But here, his emotions took better of him. They got better of him and he got out. And these instances happen actually everywhere, like at work, in office, in neighborhood, on the road. Yeah, Vishal, what do you say?
Yes, sir. Actually, talking about cricket, over the past years, this has been a strategy or the policy of the Australian cricket, sledging the things
Sledging.
out, making sledging.
Sledging, yes.
So they brought this thing into the cricket. I feel so. The Australians use this sledging a lot, and what they do, they disturb the opponents. They divert their mind, making themselves angry, and by doing such they can gain the wicket of such people. They can gain the wicket of opponents.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
whoever the best player is, whoever the player is in form, say, so all the cricketers who is just fielding around that particular batsman, they start sledging him.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
And
this helps the cricket a lot,
and
Australian cricket a lot,
as
but that's
Rakesh
bad.
said,
कुलदीप जी,
that
हमने अगर वी आर नॉट फॉलोइंग क्रिकेट, हमने वो बहुत फेमस मूवी लगान तो देखी है ना?
yeah, of course, yes,
उसमें
yes.
when Bhuvan's
Yes.
team started doing well, तो
Mhm.
they follow the same technique. 3
Yes,
गुना
yes.
लगान देना पड़ेगा,
Yes, yes,
3 गुना
yes,
लगान
yes,
दे.
yes,
So they
yes.
started diverting them,
Mhm,
distracting
mhm,
them. 3
mhm.
गुना लगान. So that distracted their batsmen and they start losing wickets. So that is a very
Yeah,
clear.
but the focus person Bhuvan, राकेश जी, उसमें एक focus बंदा था भुवन.
हाँ, वो
So
रहा वहाँ.
he just don't got distracted by such thing. He remained focused and did the things. है ना राकेश जी?
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
And definitely it requires temperament because, as Rakesh said earlier, skills alone don't suffice. You may be brilliant technically, but temperamentally, if you're not, sound, then at smallest of provocations, sledging, you would get distracted, right? And in a very famous World Cup match, Amir Sohail, if you, I don't know if you saw it, it was a long time back.
Yes.
He hit
Venkatesh Prasad.
Venkatesh for a 4, and then
Venkatesh
he
Prasad, yes.
signaled to him, "Look, come now, I'll hit you again." And next ball, he was out. So,
Bowled out.
Rakesh, again, remaining calm when you're doing well. Because he hit a 4.
Right.
And he had to remain calm. And quietly, he had to play. But then, no, he said, "Look, Prasad, come on, I'll take you." Right? So, this was, again, this distraction.
It's a very difficult word. I believe we use it very
Oh,
easily.
yes.
Focus is a
Yes.
very, very difficult word.
Oh, yes, yes.
And there are many meanings, there are many examples. But I somewhere read it recently. They say focus means follow one course until successful.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
just stay on that one course. You need not
Yeah.
to move here or there. So
Yes,
focus
yes.
means you are focusing only on one course until you become successful. So in between, if you move here and there, that is distraction.
That was very famous, this from Mahabharata, right? When Dronacharya asks his, students, "What do you see?"
Chidiya ki aankh.
Tree, sky, leaves, but the sparrow, it was sparrow, right? But he said the eye. He didn't see the sparrow, he didn't see the tree, no branches, no leaves, no sky, nothing. So, but then, yeah, this is what separates the great from the ordinary.
Actually, so distractions create a disbalance of energy, which is required to achieve the result. And how that disbalance of energy that can decrease the energy also, that can increase the energy also in terms of anger or aggression. And how the person again utilizes, because Yuvraj uses distraction and aggression in a very different manner. It gives result. But we have seen a lot of people who just went back to the pavilion.
Yes,
For
yes,
Sachin,
yes.
it has sometimes worked When he lost his father, he went back to the tournament. He scored a century.
Scored, yeah.
Sometimes it has not worked. Sachin, most of the time, it has not worked for Sachin. Right, but seeing even Lakshmipati Balaji being a bowler, he used to hit sixes. Harbhajan has made it.
Yes,
in
yes,
under pressure.
yes,
But they were all highly trained in their skills.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Sachin was
That was their
disturbed
main
in
profession.
the
They were the best of the
nervous
fields.
90s, getting out on 99, 90. Yes.
Again, it's a disbalance of energy, so we should focus our
Very good
energy
point.
channelized.
Kuldeep ji, this is a very good point made by Navneet ji. I'm really floored.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
Sachin Tendulkar was bowled by Henry Olanga in one of the matches of
Okay,
World Cup, and he
okay.
celebrated like anything. In next match, Sachin came with a pre-decided mindset that whatsoever may happen, I'll hit him every ball to boundary, and he
Okay.
did so.
Oh,
And he
okay.
did so.
Okay.
That's the point Navneet is mentioning. Sometimes, although I'm distracted from my main, but that is my focus on that day. That today I'm targeting this bowler.
Actually, Sehwag also used to just sing.
हाँ,
While he is batting.
target करके
That
मारता था.
singing is
He
not
used to sing,
distraction.
he used to sing, he used to sing, yeah.
That singing made him not get distracted because of slaggings or the
Singing,
wicketkeepers
he
saying
became
anything.
deaf,
More focused.
kind of, like the frog.
Singing kept his mind occupied, and he kept his bat for the ball.
Right.
During a chase I think at Chennai against England, he was whistling, and I think his colleague said, "What? I mean, are you mad? Like, this is a big challenge, But he was, yes, I thought of discussing a point, where sometimes technique, sometimes we emphasize on technique so much that we forget the practical part. Because Sehwag, for example, was technically not the best, but look at his test match performance. It was his, attitude, temperament. He was not one of the stylish. I mean, he was not very stylish also. Stylish as VVS Lakshman was, for example, or even
Rahul Dravid.
Rahul Dravid and current captain Rohit Sharma, for example. Yuvraj Singh in one-day matches, very stylish. Even KL Rahul looks very elegant, actually. But then others are effective. Yeah, I had said this earlier during, after the break. Shruti, is she there? Shruti. I don't see her name here. Rashmi, could you please read out this one? Is Rashmi there? Logged in. Okay, Vishal, please. Vishal.
Yes, sir. Know that there is always someone who is more intelligent, better skilled, better looking, and luckier than you are.
So, how would it help? If you understand this, if you know this, how would it help you?
It will certainly help because we admire someone, we look out to someone, and then we adopt the things what he is doing. Even Sachin Tendulkar said that I used to watch Sunil Gavaskar and the great players at those time, 83 World Cup, West Indian players, Vivian Richards. So by looking at them, looking at the talent they are having, the skill they had, so it will help a lot to achieve the things. And by looking at those people only, you admire them, you get the things, or rather, you can say that the things within you. Actually, no one is aware what are the things within yourself. So that actually starts coming out by looking to such people with the other things. So one tries to get the hidden things out and better understand himself. So that will surely help.
And also, this also teaches you modesty, and it keeps you away from false arrogance.
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm not as
Yeah, it helps in understanding your limits also. So that's the thing actually. But one should analyze himself, what the things are with him, what better he can do, and what are his limitations also. If he understands both the sides, the two sides of a coin, he surely will do better thing. Not means if not achieving the highest level, but he will surely be in the team. There are such people in the cricket team who do not have the highest what do you say the achievements, skills or achievements, but their position in the team is must. Without them, the team would be unbalanced. So such things is there.
You know, when you talk of modesty, or when you say that somebody is better, I tell you an example of Mohammad Rafi. You know, Mohammad Rafi was brilliant, even though I don't know if you know it.
Yes.
Salil Chaudhary, you know this composer, Salil Chaudhary?
Yes, yes.
He was a brilliant, I don't know if you know, he was a brilliant composer. I mean, fantastic. He did not like Mohammad Rafi at all for his skills. He said he's not as good as Mukesh, for example. Mohammad Rafi was so modest and understanding. He knew that Mahendra Kapoor had a bigger range. And many times he said to composers, look, I think for this song, I'm not the right choice. Go to Mahendra Kapoor. Like Hamraz was a film where there is a song on picturized on Sunil Dutt. That song was too difficult for Mohammad Rafi, for example. And he said, he is the one who would sing it, not me. So there are people who acknowledge their limitations despite the fact that he was such a great singer, right? Okay, this we have done probably. We come to the next one now. Do not be vindictive. Rakesh, would you comment on this? Like, don't be revengeful. Don't be vindictive.
You have given a very good quote. I have noted in my diary, and this I have also heard for the first time, that when you embark on the journey of revenge, dig two graves. So, if you are revengeful, you are basically keeping your own wounds green. So, if you can, it's very difficult again, very, very difficult behavior to pick, that if you can practice forgiveness, I believe your life will become easier.
That is the key. I mean, this is such a, wonderful thing, and I'm very happy, that so many of you already are practicing, or at least trying to practice, because at times we never perfect an art or a lesson till the last, breath we take. This we have done more or less, right? Being reactive. Okay, briefly, Navneet.
Let go. Whatever things which are not doing any benefit to us should be let go. Like bad emotions, bad memories, bad habits, even things which are too old to be kept in home. They're just litter.
Let go. Yeah. Don't. Yes. And
any kind of things which are not doing any good to me or my people around me.
Well, this is very nicely phrased, Navneet. Let go. Let go the trash, the litter. Let go. Clean your mind, clean your conscience, clean your mind. The mind should be, fresh. This we have done. Silence is something which requires maybe more time, but I think we discussed a little bit of this also. Vishal.
Yes, sir. Take a vow of silence.
Before you say, I just tell something about. Have you heard of Raman Maharshi?
Raman Maharshi.
Rakesh, Navneet?
No.
Okay. I would really urge you, honestly, when you have time, Google about Maharshi Raman or Raman Maharshi. He was one of the greatest of saints India has seen in the last 2 centuries. His main teaching was remain silent, observe silence, answer will come to you. I mentioned this now on Atenji, that once somebody there is a hill somewhere in South India near Chennai. He used to live there, and gradually a lot of people came to him from India, from USA. He came to him with a problem. He had some huge problem. Otherwise, you would not go all the way to the hill, right? He met Maharishi Raman and told him about his problem, expecting that the sage would guide him, help him, do something for him. The sage kept quiet. He stayed the whole day, this man who came to meet him. The sage didn't utter a word. Next day, also, they met. The sage didn't utter a word. Third day, this man just went to him, touched his feet, and came back. What he said was, okay, this is an extreme case because he was a sage. That silence has the power, if you have the patience to be silent, silence has the power to give you an answer to your problem. And silence also means, as we discussed, not just that we don't speak. Silence actually means here that we are quiet, calm, unbiased. We are free from our cherished beliefs, which we discussed earlier. So silence gives you answer, and also in face of adversity, sometimes silence is the best answer. Wait maybe for the right opportunity. Don't be reactive. And also it covers almost everything. Don't be vindictive, don't be reactive, don't be jealous. All this is silence. Navneet.
A rising tide lifts all boats. Celebrate everyone's win, and you will start winning more. It's quite correct, sir. Uh, when there is that is also the nature of the person, that has to be modest. It also shows if someone else wins, if I was in the competition or not, and if I am not the someone who is win, I will try to keep myself separate from someone else, but that creates a kind of negative energy, jealousy, a lot of things can come up, and these energies are never beneficial for me, or my success or my future career growth. At the same time, if I join that circle, enjoy, celebrate, that celebration will be a kind of acceptance to me. Okay, acceptance of the failure or acceptance of the fact that I need improvement. Second, that will also give me some better colleagues, some better friends who can teach me, with whom I can learn. Tomorrow, I can succeed. So I will join a better circle. I will join a better school of thoughts, and that will also make me open up. And biggest thing is that I will be crossing this barrier where I used to desolate myself to a point where I'm just open to anything, and happiness matters. I'm joining that kind of circle.
All right. No, it's okay. Rakesh.
Sorry, I can't get it.
Get freedom from respect.
Get freedom from respect?
Yeah.
I cannot get it. Sorry. Very sorry.
Okay, I am happy that something you did not understand.
I don't understand. Sorry.
Nice. Is Vishal there? Okay, I'll say briefly.
Yes. Actually, I'm there.
Vishal, on this, please
Yes,
comment
yes.
on this. Okay.
Just get freedom
From
from respect.
Yeah.
Actually, all these things are philosophical things, and giving your views You have to really deep within
Oh,
yourself.
it's fine. I
मतलब
agree.
रिस्पेक्ट से ऊपर उठ जाओ, ना मिलने की
Yes.
खुशी, ना मिलने का गम, खत्म
Kind
कीजिए
of.
ना, ठीक हो जाए.
Actually, Rakesh here, at times we chase respect from other people. This host didn't respect me, this guest didn't respect me, this child didn't respect me, my boss, my colleagues, whoever it is. Oh, he was so disrespectful. He didn't respect me. That we, to pamper our ego, seek respect from others. But we must also understand, as we discussed earlier, somebody would hate you, somebody would love you, and it has nothing to do with you, right?
Right.
So, in my case, please, I don't need any validation from outside. I don't need this respect from anybody else. It's me, I must look within. And if I find that within, kind of normal parameters, I am a reasonably good human being, I try to improve. I should be able to value myself, or I should be able to criticize myself or respect myself. I don't give anybody else the right to disrespect me. And praise or criticism, we discussed that. If somebody praises me or somebody is critical of my any action, that should not bother me too much because I should judge it neutrally. People who praise you, they may have an agenda, right, Rakesh?
Right.
People who criticize you for some reason, they may also have their agenda because everybody is not a genuine well-wisher. And sometimes people are afraid of telling you about your weaknesses because they believe that you may not feel good. So this is a big topic. I would request you, if you have time, search in the video and listen to the videos of Shivani BK Shivani, this lady from Brahmakumari. BK Shivani is
You have gone beyond it. Matlab, as for till last moment, I was knowing that don't demand respect, rather deserve it. But you have gone it beyond that. Neither
Yes.
demand nor respect or get free from
it. It gives you so much relief.
freedom.
It gives you so much relief. Listen to the video of BK Shivani. I would urge you. I find her, she's fantastic.
Wonderful.
Very
Wonderful.
genuine, honest spiritual leader. She is actually.
Also, it is said that give
Yes.
respect and take respect.
Mhm,
So we should be polite, giving respect to others. Automatically, you will get respect.
Yeah, but I say again, this concept of respect, of deserving or expecting, is a trap again. Like this one here, we have discussed this probably earlier. This desire to be right is a trap. It leads to right. I mean, we discussed that, that this desire that I'm right is a trap, and it is a cause of multiple problems. At everywhere, at work, in private life, in neighborhood, in family, everywhere. So we said, this topic we had, problem management, problem solving. I tried to emphasize more on the issues which help us that we can curb the problems at the root, that we try to curb them, that they don't arise, that we try to our best of our knowledge and ability. They will arise, we will have problems, everybody has problems in life, but then being aware of a few things which we shared, those this exchange we had in last 4 days, I hope that it would help us. And I have thoroughly enjoyed this interaction. Very engaging audience we had, participants, and I hope that you also maybe kind of learned a little bit from in these 4 days. Navneet?
Sure, sir. Because it was so interactive and you made it so smooth that we all of us were so much comfortable being open up. And of course, we are in a learning mindset. And you mentioned a lot of things. I think because of the lack of so much time, you had to skip a lot of things. But I went through your content, whatever the glimpse I could have there, and every sentence, every word has a lot of meaning in it. So not only in professional dimensions, but mostly your learnings will help me out in my personal domains. Because ultimately there is no difference. The kind of person I am at one place, I am at the other place. But sir, means you have marked yourself in my life.
No, I'm so touched and so happy and so feel blessed that you feel this way. Rakesh?
Let me find the right words. I find myself a changed person in last 3-4 days.
This is amazing. I mean, this is a
in fact, I don't don't have words, but there are certain things which have really appealed me so much that I have not waited for time to come to adopt them. I have already adopted them. I am changed, I know, and it is acknowledged by my family member that these are 2-3 things
wonderful,
appreciable that you have changed.
And,
credit goes to you, sir. Thank you very much for bringing a difficult subject.
Yes.
And made it look so easy.
No, wonderful.
No more there are now problems. There are only situations.
Very nice, very nice, and and you are
Thank
a
you very much.
quick learner, and as they say, and I said, I'm not a trainer, I'm not a coach. We are just colleagues here, and it was all possible because of your interaction. Vishal.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I do agree with Rakesh ji and Navneet ji what they said. And as you said that, sir, you are a German language trainer. So I just want to make a sentence from the translate the center in a German language. The same I was going to say that we learned a lot of good things through the content you brought in. So how to spell that in a German language?
This is, I think this will need another session of us. But we,
single sentence.
Say it again now. What's your question actually?
Not question actually. It's my feedback. What I'm trying to
say
give.
Again, please.
I just want to know. I just want to know its German translation. How it would be in German. That I'm saying that I learned a lot of good things from you, from the content which you brought into this session.
Ja, ich habe sehr viel gelernt und die Frage ist jetzt, wie ich das in die Praxis umsetzen kann. That was a little kind of a spontaneous translation. I think Rashmi. Sorry.
Just you said that the German language you are teaching, so I got that how it would be how to say a single sentence. It's rather difficult, sir. I'm getting it difficult.
No, you asked me to translate something, so I did then that one. Okay. But
thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
I really have enjoyed this interaction, and I think some people, as because there are meetings, phone calls, and all. So some of them I think probably have left. Rashmi is there, or she's also gone. I think, yeah. Okay. So yes. I thank you, Rashmi. You there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, it was a wonderful journey, and there were many points to rethink, and it really changed me personally also, and it will reflect on the professional also. And really, it was a very good topic, the problem solving, and very smoothly you have taken it. So it was very nice.
Thank you very much. I thank you all. I thank you all for being patient and punctual and regular, and of course, so active. So you do have my on Attenji, you have my contact details also. We can stay in touch, and it'll be wonderful to see you back sometime at some other platform. So thank you very much, and we meet next time somewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, take
Thanks
care.
a lot, sir.
All the
Thank
best
you.
to you. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.